the lighting is not great. So yeah, I'm learning to do this better. I think I'm going to need to cut this other one off. Oh, okay, yeah, 'cause I didn't even realize I'm working on lighting. Thank you for bearing with me. And you know what? Well, that's okay. I was going to start all over, but it's just an imperfect thing. Okay. But I do want to communicate with everyone, and people are watching my YouTube videos, and I really appreciate that. So if you can follow and share or whatever, wherever you're watching, I would really appreciate it. And if you comment, I also appreciate it because I love questions. So today, some of you might know that the last live that I did was with this talking about this weight loss program that I'm doing. And I don't even know if I should say it, if it's okay to say it, but it's really good. And a chiropractor that we go to told me about it, gave us the information about it, and also allowed well, they also allow us to do there's like a weekly weigh-in that you can do during that, and it gives you all kinds of information on body fat and I'm just over fat. I've been obese, but now I'm over fat. And it's like, well, I could have told you that. So it's a process. This whole thing is like a process. And so I'm going to read a little bit from the law of process. And this is an imperfect thing. I'm not an expert at anything. I am a certified reseller of the Legacy Builders 2.0 program, and I believe very much in that program, but somehow I'm not communicating that in a way that other people want to actually buy the program. And I want to learn to do that, but I'm not sure how to do it. So, and it's after midnight, but I'll get this going because I think these things are important. I want to communicate with you. I want to let all of y'all know about this. I want to get followers, likes, subscribes, all that stuff. And I hope that we can all prosper together. I've learned a lot in the Legacy Builders program. And as I say, I'm a certified reseller of Legacy Builders 2.0. And you can ask me more questions about that. I would love to answer questions. The law of process. Leadership develops daily, not in a day. Now, I'm noticing that with this diet program that I'm on that came from a chiropractor and involves drops that you take that are like meat, I think, not sure exactly. I think they have meat proteins in them or something. I like that. But you take them daily and it helps you not to be so hungry. And it also, I think that's the main thing. And you take them at certain times. But the main gist of this diet is to avoid all dairy, avoid all sugar, which I had a little swig of a sweet drink tonight, which is not allowed, but you just go back to it when you mess up. And so the first 2 days, this might have been the last time I did a live. The first 2 days are actually the loading phase. So you actually load calories, which is kind of a cool thing to do in a way. But I found myself going to get some chicken at 11 o'clock because I was trying to use a coupon. And the next day I was going to start this thing, the non-loading phase. So, I had to kind of deal with that. And it's like, I'm sick of getting food. It's a good way to start a diet, right? So the law of process is that leadership develops daily. And, the thing that I've noticed about these things with leadership, they apply to other stuff. So it's the same thing as piano or song that I'm trying to learn and do vocals for. Or I'm also trying to play piano, and I've got stuff to learn on that um, to memorize. But it's not the thing. And thank you so much for watching. If you're watching this, I really appreciate it, either live or later. Um, but the things that I'm learning, like, would it be better for me to sit down and practice piano 2 hours the night before I am supposed to play a piece? Or would it be better to practice a few minutes every day? And what I'm learning is it's better to practice a few minutes every day. And you know what? That's the law of process. Isn't that cool? It's the law of process right there. Leadership develops daily, not in a day. And you might remember the story I read about this 101-year-old woman who died, and she left all this money, and she didn't make that much money, but she left a bunch of money because she had saved money and she had invested wisely. And she did that not in one fell swoop, but she did it a little bit every day. And I was thinking about her and how she probably had to do just a little bit every day of thinking about her money, and then she probably would read things, maybe, or, look for ways to help her. This was like back in the 50s, I believe. Yeah. She started, yeah, 50s, I think is when she, or maybe the early 60s is when she actually retired. Yeah. Becoming a leader is a lot like investing successfully in the stock market. If your hope is to make a fortune in a day, you're not likely to be successful. Now, you can fast, but even then, when you fast, which is kind of a drastic thing, that you expect. I know the last time I talked about events, um, and events versus processes. And they talk about this in the book. An event encourages decisions, motivates people, is a calendar issue, challenges people, is easy. A process encourages development, matures people, is a culture issue, changes people, is difficult. So the interesting thing is, in part of that, for me, part of the difficulty is being consistent. And that's what's happened lately with the Legacy Builders program. I have been inconsistent, and it's been easy to do that because I've had other things that are going on in my life. And I've even forgotten about, oh my gosh, am I doing this leadership thing and trying to learn about how to be a leader? Because the woman that I actually bought this program from, she had been a leader for many years. We're running the dishwasher and everybody's in bed. Well, maybe not everybody, not me. So anyway, this woman, she was very, she had been a businesswoman, and she was a travel writer. And so she had learned how to be a leader, and she had a lot of people whom she had helped over the years. She followed the law of process. And as a result, when she got into the Legacy Builders program, a lot of people already knew and trusted her. And I'm learning that the biggest thing is to know, trust, and like someone. Those are people we buy from. That's why when you have a cashier that's, that seems to snip at you or whatever, or snap at you, snip or snap. That's why I think that it's hard for us, because we're like, wait a minute, I bought from you. I want to buy from somebody I like, and we all want to do that. So that is a process too. So I'm not even able to have this overnight success that I thought I might, because of the law of process. So, and I've always had that overnight success fantasy. It's like the hidden hamster wheel that I've had, where I think, oh my gosh, when I get here, I'll be happy. When I get here, when I make this much, I'll be happy. When I do this, I'll be happy. But you know what the real thing is being happy now because that's all we have. And I've lived on that hidden hamster wheel all my life. And it's very stressful. And it also leads me in the wrong direction. And I've made a lot of really bad and wrong decisions because of that hidden hamster wheel and my belief in it. So, learning about the law of process has been such an eye opener and thinking about it. So, I might do another video on it. If so, I hope you'll watch that too. And please let your friends know. This is good. This is something that when my kids were really little, I wish I had been able to learn about this leadership stuff, and to understand it in the way I'm learning to understand it. And to know that I don't have to be a follower. That's the thing. Up until like not long ago, months ago, I really thought that I was just kind of a follower and that was all I was going to be. But now I'm learning that I can be a leader. And part of the reason I'm learning that is because I'm learning so much in the Legacy Builders program. And I learned about John C. Maxwell and the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership. I learned about that in this program from the female CEO who has made herself into a millionaire with this program. And well, yes. And I mean, there are so many ways to make an income online, and I'm learning about them. And some of them, like I really want to do a community to work with organic gardening for profit. And I feel almost a calling to do that. But it's something that I'm not going to do until the summer start. And, I'm learning now that I really need to learn this leadership stuff. So you can learn it with me. I'm no expert, okay? But thank you for all the likes. I really appreciate that. As I say, please share this with people, moms who need leadership abilities. I didn't understand that. And I was a horrible leader and in so many ways, a horrible mom. But my kids grow up and I'm thankful to God. He saw that they grew up okay, and I'm so thankful for that. But I will say that leadership is very important for moms. So if you've been a follower, as I was, you don't have to continue to be a follower. You can learn leadership skills, and sometimes you might need them. They can come in very handy. So that's why I'm doing this series, and that's why I'm learning all this and just sharing it with you. And I hope you've enjoyed it. I think I'm going to go to bed now. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful evening. Okay. Thank you for watching. Oh, getting the iPhone and the laptop mixed up.